Let's see what happened. I did my broadcast live at 7:30, and for whatever reason, it didn't take. So we're going to try this again as a test, and hopefully it works. I don't think that it did before, so let me introduce myself one more time. This is Yvonne Mason, and I am broadcasting live. I had originally wanted to include all sorts of people in my broadcast, but since it was a test, it didn't work. We pick ourselves up and we go on again. Now, what I want to do is test this out, see if it works. If it does, then I'll set up another live broadcast and invite folks. Maybe it'll be at a later time so that you guys don't have to get up before the crack of dawn. And let's make this webinar work. I am sitting in front of my mirror, my front window, because it is so beautiful outside. And yes, it is kind of dark. Maybe that'll work. It is kind of dark, so you guys are having a hard time seeing me. But I want to tell you a little bit about myself, and then we'll set this up again for another time and invite all you guys over to chat and ask questions. My name is Yvonne Mason, and I am an independent award-winning best-selling author. And I say that I am an independent author because I did not go through the big six. They didn't think I was good enough. Their loss. I am in control of my own destiny, and the reason for that is I believe in what I do. Most people would say, but Yvonne, you cannot get the exposure that you get with the big six. Well, let me tell you something. The big six is not all that. Yes, these other authors, they have agents, they have publicists, they have this, they have that. Well, every time they get paid for a book, they have to pay those people. It comes out of their royalties. And I know you say, well, they sell thousands and thousands and thousands of copies and millions and millions and millions of dollars. They do. But as James Patterson says, they have no control. James Patterson, one of the best-selling authors around, took control, fought with the big six, and won. He has co-authors. He designs his own covers. He's in control of his destiny, just like I'm in control of mine. Now, that being said, it is my goal to help others be in control of their goals, dreams, whatever it is, regardless of what that dream is. And you tell me, well, I can't. Why can't you? Well, I don't have time. There's 24 hours in a day. You have as much time as I do. I have a disabled husband. I run my household because he can't. I look after him. I write. I do blogs. I have my other projects because I do time management. You can do your dream, but it's only if you want it bad enough. And I learned that from my brother, who is challenged, and he believes he can do anything he wants to do. The thing with that is we make excuses for those things that we are afraid to do because we'll fail. Well, failure is never an option in my family. If we don't try it, we failed. If we don't give it our best shot, we failed. Failure is never an option. Can't is not in the vocabulary. So what we have to do is we have to continue moving forward. We have to make time for those things that we want to do. We have to manage our time. We have to understand that, as in the workplace, we waste more time than we are productive. So if you want to do something, if you have a dream, make it happen. I was told I couldn't write. I couldn't write because they took it away from me. Teachers took it away from me because math was not my friend. So for years, I believed I was a failure. I didn't try. Sound familiar? Then one day I decided it didn't matter what the teacher said. It didn't matter that doing an outline to me was redundant because that was writing the story. And I didn't write to suit other people. I wrote because it made me happy. I didn't listen to what other people said about, well, it doesn't make sense to me. Well, I don't care if it doesn't make sense to you. It makes sense to me. When Edgar Allan Poe wrote his works, didn't make sense to people either. In fact, he didn't make money until after he died. Now he's revered in the literary world. Reading and writing is all in perception. If I say the cat is green, I can get a dozen different responses from as many people as I ask. In my mind, the cat might be green. In someone else's mind, the cat might have a green tinge. In another person's mind, his eyes are green. It's all in perception. Well, you asked me, but Yvonne, why did you wait so long? Published my first book in 2007. I waited so long because I lost my way. I lost my way because I didn't believe in me. And I didn't believe in me because I allowed others to steal my dreams. You say, well, didn't you have more sense than that? No, I didn't. When I was a child, I was afraid. I was always afraid. I was afraid of what people thought about me. I was afraid that people made fun of me. I was afraid that I didn't live up to others' expectations. Well, in the meantime, I lost who I was. I was effervescent. I was a free spirit. I was a free thinker. And somewhere along the line, I forgot that. And it was only when I remembered that every time I lived up to someone else's expectations, I failed. Because no matter what I did, I never lived up to those expectations. I made up my mind that the only expectation that I would live up to would be mine. Made a big difference. When I decided that it didn't matter what others thought about me, what others expected out of me, what others thought and what manner I should act, didn't matter anymore. It was only what I felt inside of me that was important. It was only my dreams that were important. I began to get myself back. And when I got myself back, that's when I took my own destiny in my own hands and I created my own world. That's when I started publishing for myself. Forget the big six, who needs them? They are not my expectations. Maybe it's their expectations, but it's not mine. So I published Dreamcatcher. Failure was never an option. I went to college at 52. I graduated with a 3.50 GPA. I was the oldest person in my class. My degree was criminal justice. I became a bounty hunter. All the while, people are saying, why are you getting that degree? You're too old to go into law enforcement. You're too old to do this. You're too old to do that. You can't be a bounty hunter. You're too short. You're too old. You're too this. You're too that. I didn't listen to them because they were not my expectations. I listened to this, to me, to my heart, to my soul. I did what I wanted to do. And I never looked back. Because at the end of my days, I am not going to say shoulda, woulda, coulda. I'm going to say I did. I did the things that I wanted to do. I made my dreams real. This is where we fail ourselves. I have seen more frustrated people in my life because they said, well, I want to do this someday. in the future, maybe, some days today, some days right now, because in the future may not happen. Someday may not happen. There's an old saying that an old Star Wars character told his protege, Luke Skywalker, and it was called Do or Do Not. There is no try. And when people come to me and they say, Yvonne, I've always wanted to write, my question is, and why haven't you? Well, I don't have time. I have small children. I work a full-time job. I have a house to keep. I have this. I have that. And my answer to them is, you have the same 24 hours that I do in your day. I have a disabled husband. I have to take care of everything around my home. I have to call all the contractors when we have to have repairs. I have to take him to doctors. It's called life, people. Get one. We always have excuses for those things that we really are afraid to step into. Manage your time. Write 5 minutes a day. I have 3x5 cards. I have research. I have folders that say story titles. I'm always thinking about characters. Do I write for 8 hours a day? Oh, good Lord, no. Some days I don't even get to put my fingers on the computer to write, but it doesn't matter because it's all up here. Some days I write 30 minutes, some days I write 40 minutes, some days I write 3 hours. But not straight, because I have to get up and I have to look after my husband. I have to feed him. I have to do this. But it doesn't matter. I'm still productive. I'm not making excuses for why I can't. I don't believe in that word. My brother taught me that. Stanley. He's retarded. Yes, I know it's not politically correct, but so what?